Hello, my dear baby honey, and everyone else. And this might be my last recording for today, or tonight. But I hope I can get to the part where we light the beacon. I don't know how long this exactly goes. Okay, so let's press onwards. Okay, a new door here. Aha, I see. There are doors all the way here. And I came from that door. I remember this one. Of course. It's an ambush. What? What are you doing? Okay, the allied dogs are attacking, that's good. Okay, this is all a mess. You should not be there. Run out. Okay. Paralyze him.
Let's have at it!
Run back a little bit. And what are you doing?
What now?
Okay, more enemies there. Okay. Can you please retreat here? No, there's more enemies there.
Button down!
Oh yeah. A lot more enemies. I should retreat.
Right.
No. You should retreat and use your bow.
Let's have at it! Get some glory! I did it! I killed one!
Okay.
And so I shall. Of course.
Less rice, sir. Use less resistant to cold damage. Wand bomb increases fire resistance for a short duration. I mean, these are all just so situational.
Of course.
Okay, we got a bunch of lesser injury kits. Okay, let's get ready to open this door, where there are obviously more enemies. Okay. So we were in all of these rooms, and that leads to the 4th floor. Scale boots, medium boots, so maybe to Alistair. Yeah, they're exactly the same as we have. And how about for myself? I cannot even wear them. 16 strength requirement. Okay. On X. On my X. Okay. Top floor, okay. So here we go. Yeah, I remember there's a top boss battle here. Yep. Stop. Okay, that's an ogre. Okay. So what should we do? Pinning shot. Oh, your charge is not charged up yet. Paralyze. Of course, resist. Resist that too, of course. Oh, and Alistair's stamina is down too. I didn't, so I already started out with a mistake that I didn't regenerated my stamina. Why is your shield cover activated? Okay, that's a targeted attack. Someone. Oh, that the mage. Of course, the mage. How about you run away? Oh gosh. How about you use one of the healing items? Okay. How about you use the Mobari Crunch? And you use a healing item too. Meanwhile, I can still attack him. Yeah, let's use the poison. 7.
Off I go.
It's coming for you, run away. Okay. So he's resisting my entropy attack, so let's just light him. Oh wow. Eat one of these.
What now?
Can I micro this? Not really. Yeah. Hey, Alistair. What? Why are you not using your... When did I unequip your... Hey, why do you have... Oh. No! Oh, wow. Am I that tired already? Then what will happen with me on the walk? Sometime I unequipped your weapon. I am very sorry. No wonder we did so little damage. Oh my. What a disaster. Good thing we are on easy mode. And yeah, okay. We got him. Nice, Alistair. Okay.
The beacon is over here. We've surely missed the signal. Let's light it quickly before it's too late.
"22 strength required. Shield. And a new codex about it. Reaches Ganlock emissary. So alphas and emissaries. And the ogre. Hogwarts Aegis. Okay. Can lit fire. So, is this shield is better than my shield of fire? It is better missile deflection. Have spell resistance and chance to avoid missile attacks. No, not really that much different. It's have better missile deflection and chance to avoid missile attacks, but Alistair already have the shield cover for that. So, no, I want you to keep using the shield of fire for personal reasons. Anything else I picked up in this battle? Journeyman lightning tool. Okay, so let's do this. Where is that one exactly? There, the beacon. That's the beacon. Okay.
Sound the retreat.
But what about the king? Should we not...
Do as I command.
Is that your daughter that married to the king?
Pull out! All of you, let's move!
That smile as he turned away. I saw that.
Ah, your eyes finally open. Mother shall be pleased.
I remember you, the girl from the rise.
I am Morrigan, lest you have forgotten, and we are in the wilds where I am bandaging your wounds. You are welcome, by the way. How does your memory fare? Do you remember Mother's rescue?
No. What happened to the army, to the king?
man who was to respond to your signal quit the field. The Darkspawn won your battle. Those he abandoned were massacred. Your friend, he is not taking it well. All dead. Your friend has veered between denial and grief since Mother told him. He is outside by the fire. Mother asked to see you when you awoke.
Why does Mother want to see
I do
me?
not know. She rarely tells me her plans.
Were my injuries
Yes,
severe?
but I expect you shall be fine. The Darkspawn did nothing Mother could not heal.
What about Alistair?
He is, as you are. I suppose it would be unkind to say he is being childish.
I have some questions.
I do not mind. Take your time.
Are we safe here?
We are safe, for the moment. Mother's magic keeps the Darkspawn away. Once you leave, 'tis uncertain what will happen. The Horde has moved on, so you might avoid it.
Why did your mother say
I
that?
wonder at that myself. But she tells me nothing. Perhaps you were the only ones she could reach. I would have rescued your king. A king would be worth a much higher ransom than you.
I happen to be nobility, you know.
I stand corrected.
How did she rescue us?
She turned into a giant bird and plucked the two of you from atop the tower, one in each talon. If you do not believe that tale, then I suggest you ask Mother yourself. She may even tell you.
Are there any other survivors?
Only stragglers that are long gone. You would not want to see what is happening in that valley now.
Why? What's happening?
Are you sure you want me to describe it?
Yes, please.
I had a good view of the battlefield. 'Tis a grisly scene. There are bodies everywhere, and Darkspawn swarm them, feeding, I think. They also look for survivors and drag them back down beneath the ground. I cannot say why.
So those survivors could be rescued? Why did Tavern Loghain abandon the king?
I do not know who this Loghain even is. Perhaps ask Mother of it.
Okay.
I agree. 'Tis time you speak with Mother, then be on your way.
Okay. Resilient achievement. And we leveled up. So this would be a good time to increase our dexterity. Let me think. Well, all of these require 16 dexterity, so not like I'm much need of it. And this one, the lethality will this one, the lethality is pretty nice for melee attack. And 3. But I already have turned it to be dexterity, so yeah, let's put it in cunning. Okay, and as much as I would like the master coercion, I think I really should put it in the combat training, but let's see. If I put it on the master coercion, I cannot have the lethality because I am not level 8. And likewise for the mechanical expertise. I still can pick the combat movement. And yeah, the dual weapon training will be good. So yeah, I think I just go for the master coercion. Okay. So I cannot get you. Combat movement, wider flanking ego, or I could get one of these. Yeah, let's get the dual weapon training, that will be nice. Deals closer to normal damage with the offhand weapon. Okay. And the extra tactics drop and codex update. Tower Visa, you lit the beacon as you were told, but the reinforcement did not come. The Grey Wardens and the King were overwhelmed and slaughtered. Characters. King Kaelin Tevin, he fell in battle. And Ser Kotayan, who is this? Catherine, probably, I don't know. Yeah, it's a female, so that's probably the person we saw. Ah, she saved Loghain. Commander of Merrick's Shield, Loghain's elite soldiers. Duncan, he was killed in battle against overwhelming number of Darkspawn at Ostagar. Loghain, during the Battle of Ostagar, he fled the field, leaving King Kaelin and the Grey Wardens to die. Where is Duncan there? He was killed in battle. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So here is all my stuff,
As you desire.
and I cannot unlock this. Okay, let's talk more
You
about
must
again.
speak to Mother, then be gone. You have an army of Darkspawn to avoid, and 'twould be best to get an early start.
Yeah, I have
I
some
do
more
not mind.
questions.
Take your time.
Are there any
Only
more survivors?
stragglers that are long gone.
Ah,
You suit yourself.
okay.
I agree. You must speak to Mother, then be gone.
Thank you for
have
helping me more again.
You were welcome. Though Mother did most of the work, I am no healer.
Okay,
I will stay and make something to eat.
that would be nice. More again. Okay, so I got all of my stuff back. Okay. Oh, what about my dog?
See, here is your fellow Grey Warden.
Ah, there is
You
my
worry
dog.
too much, young man.
You're alive. I thought you were dead for sure.
I'm not, thanks to Morrigan's
This
mother.
doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you?
Flemeth.
You never told us your name?
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not?
Yes. If you are Flemeth, you must be very old and powerful.
Must I? Age and power are relative. It depends on who is asking. Compared to you, yes, on both counts.
Then why didn't you save Duncan? He was our leader.
I am sorry for your Duncan, but your grief must come later. In the dark shadows before you take vengeance, as my mother once said. Duty must come now. It has always been the Grey Warden's duty to unite the lands against the Blight. Or did that change when I wasn't looking?
Of course not.
But we were fighting the Darkspawn. The king had nearly defeated them. Why would Loghain do this?
Now that is a good question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The Archdemon.
We need to find the Archdemon.
By ourselves? No Grey Warden has ever defeated a Blight without the army of a half-dozen nations at his back. Not to mention... I don't know how.
How to kill the Archdemon, or how to raise an army? It seems to me those are two different questions, Have the Wardens no allies these days?
I don't know. Duncan said that the Grey Wardens of Orlais had been called, and Al Eamon would never stand for this, surely.
The Earl of Heathcliff?
I suppose. Al Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Caelan's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help.
Okay. And what about other allies?
Of course! The treaties. Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated to help us during a blight.
I may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Arl Eamon, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places and build an army?
Yeah.
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens.
Yeah.
Now, before you go, there is yet one more thing I can offer you.
The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none?
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame.
What?
What?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears.
That's an excellent idea.
Have I no say in this?
No?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your life.
Very well.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Point taken.
Mother, this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these 2 must unite for Eldon against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan. Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the Blight. Even I.
I understand.
And you, Wardens, do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
I understand.
Allow me to get my things, if you please. I am at your disposal, Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first destination. It is not far, and you will find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours.
I prefer you speak your mind.
You will regret saying that.
Dear, sweet mother, you are so kind to cast me out like this. How fondly I shall remember this moment.
Well, I always said, if you want something done, do it yourself. Or hear about it for a decade or 2 afterwards.
I just... Do you really want to take her along because her mother says so?
Yes. We need all the help we can get.
I guess you're right. The Grey Wardens have always taken allies where they could find them.
I am so pleased to have your approval.
I have some questions.
I may have answers. Ask.
Are you Flemeth's daughter?
'Twas she who raised me, and thus I consider her my mother, born from her womb or not. 'Tis what you meant, yes?
Yeah. It's just difficult to imagine her.
Young, married, pregnant. Who said she was any of these things? I certainly did not.
Have you ever been outside?
From time to time. I have been to the village I mentioned, watched its people, and pondered what curious beings they are. On occasion, I purchased goods from the village merchants. There I spoke with men a little. There they stared and knew me as an outsider. Mother wishes for me to expand the horizon of my experience beyond the wilds. Even she was not born here.
Is that what you want?
What I want is to see mountains. I wish to witness the ocean and step into its waters. I want to experience a city rather than see it in my mind. So, yes, this is what I want. Actually, leaving is harder than I thought, however. Perhaps Mother is right. It must simply be done quickly.
Tell me about the village.
It is a small place of little consequence
Lothering.
called Lothering. No more than a stop along your Imperial Highway where travellers purchase goods from local farms and smiths. I would go more often were it not for the town's chantry. It makes the village particularly intolerant and unpleasant for a stranger such as me.
The Chantry? And they never in all this time thought that maybe you were a witch.
Of course they have. They even called out their Templars once. They found nothing.
Is there any reason to go to the
I
town?
mention it for its tavern, where travellers gather with news from other places. 'Tis small enough that our appearance might go unnoticed. Beyond that, 'tis close, and I know the way.
Oh, we are going to get
The
past?
real question is how we are going to get your friend past the Darkspawn, is it not?
That's true. We can sense the Darkspawn. Conversely, they can sense us.
I don't sense any dark.
You won't right away. No. It takes time. We should be able to sneak past smaller groups, but larger ones, or particularly intelligent Darkspawn, will always detect us.
Mother has given me something else for them to smell instead as we pass by. 'Tis important we head out of the wilds, however, not farther in. They come from underground, like an eruption. They broke through deep within the forest, and that is where they will be most concentrated. I know a few spells, though I am nowhere near as powerful as Mother. I have also studied history and your Grey Warden treaties.
Can you cook?
I can cook, yes.
Then you can substitute for Alistair.
Right, my cooking will kill us. That's all I meant.
I also know at least 15 different poisons that grow right here in this marsh. Not that I would suggest 'tis at all related to cooking. Farewell, Mother. Do not forget the stew on the fire. I would hate to return to a burned-down hut.
Bah! 'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the blight.
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
Okay. Alistair and Morrigan approves. And we got a bunch of new quests and everything. So let's see. The Hour of Redcliffe. Seek out all Aemon. Alistair thinks you should seek the help of Aemon Guerin, the Earl of Redcliffe. Highly respected noble and has a great deal of influence. Alistair believes that he will certainly aid you once he learns of Lochin's betrayal, a paragon of her kind. Gain Orzamar's aid in battling the Blight. You need to travel deep underground to the fabled dwarven city of Orzamar to earn the trust of her king and dwarven troops for your army. Nature of the beast. Gain the cooperation of the Dalish clans. The wandering Dalish elves, if brought together, are a force to be reckoned with. While they remain suspicious of outsiders, they may still honor the old Grey Warden treaties. Go to the Dalish elves and seek their help to fight the Blight and the Broken Circle. Gather the mage of the Circle for your army. The Circle of Magi is a group of powerful mages. If you can enlist their help, they will prove formidable against the Darkspawn. Oh yeah, that would be very good. I think the wizards, the mages, could be very good. Okay, so we need to head out from this hut. Aha, and this word map is now we can see Flemeth Hut, the Courtsery Wilds, and Ostagar. I see. And so yeah, go to Lothering, a small town just off the Imperial Highway, at the edge of the hinterlands. Basquilian Passage and Basquilian Forest. Dragon's Peak. Is there dragons there? Dracon River. The Basquilian outskirts. Danerim, Ferelden's largest city and main port. Location of the Royal Palace. Hotel River, the North Road, the West Road, the Imperial Highway, the coastlands, the Bannerman, Lake Calenhard Docks. Aha, the Circle Tower, rising out of the middle of the Lake Calenhard town. Imperial Highway here too. Galhans Pass, west to Wally, the Waking Sea, north to Three Marches. Oh, and there is something here, Party Camp. So this is the dock to the tower, Frostback Mountains, a range of dramatic peaks that stretch across Western Ferelden, forming a natural border to Olais. Sulclair Pass, and this have a different color than the rest, although the route is more treacherous than Blairhans Pass. I see, that's that. Sulclair Pass can shave more than 2 days travel off the journey to Olais. Aha. Redcliffe Castle, fortress high above the village, the home of all Redcliffe village, fishing village on the shores. I see. And Morrigan is our party now. Oh yeah. And she can use this piece of wood instead of the magic stuff we have, and yeah, this is higher. More damage, more penetration, more range, more spell power. Okay, you can have it. We are immediately Morrigan's ropes and the wheelstone flaps. Yeah, I think I remember that I can remove her ropes. Yeah, how immature can I get, right? Okay. What about the boots? Huh. Where is the boots of the wizard? The light, I don't know what boots. Interesting. So I didn't got that back. The wizard's items are lost. Yeah, he had a light-footed armor shoe, and it's not here. So I didn't got that back, and that makes sense since Flammer didn't save him. Probably because he was a magi. I don't know. Anyway, so that item is lost. If I had known that will be lost, I would have removed that. That's okay. Should not matter really. Okay. So she's a mage and a shapeshifter. So she have level 2 herbalism and level 2 combat training. Okay. And so the spells of Shapeshifter, she has Spider's Shape. Transform into giant spider, gaining a large bonus to nature resistance, as well as Spider's Web and Poison Spit abilities. Caster's spell power determines how powerful the form is. Okay. She doesn't have the arcane bolt. Instead, she have a bunch of different spells. Winter's Grasp. Envelopes targeting first, freezing lower level target solid. Those who resist have movement speed penalty. First weapons. Okay, so melee weapons have cold damage and lightning, we know already. And then there is Mind Blast. Wave of telekinetic force that stuns enemies. Okay, that's good. And then Entropy. Vulnerability Hex. Suffers a hex that inflicts penalties to resistance. Huh. Very interesting. Disorient. Making the target less effective combatant. Penalty to attack and defense. Horror. Caster forces our target to cover in fear, unable to move, unless it passes mental resistance check. Target already asleep when the spell is cast cannot resist its effect and take massive spirit damage. Drain life. Caster creates sinister bond with the target, draining its life energy in order to heal the caster. Very nice. Okay, so I need to order these into some sort of usable system. So yeah, like lightning damage, lightning, a basic attacking move that can come first. Then the drain life is very good. If the mage is under attack. But yeah, these stunning attacks are also very useful. But range is personal. So it means you have to be melee range, I guess, to use it. So that's not that good. Disorient is medium range, as well as Winter's Gaps. The Winter's Gaps seems nice. Envelopes targets in first, and resistors have penalty. And then the Disorient, yeah, inflicting penalties to attack and defense. The Mind Blast is nice, but the range is personal, so that's not that good. And the Horror is short range. But yeah, that's better than the Disorient. Yeah, and better than the Winter's Grasp. So I put that to second place. Winter's Grasp, and then Disorient. Mind Blast is, so with the personal range, it's more like it's a self-defense. With just like the Drain Life is more like a self-defense. It's medium range, but yeah, it's also here, so the damage it can cause is probably not that large as the lightning, for example. So yeah, some of the potential of this spell would be wasted if it would not heal me because I am already on maximum HP. And yeah, this vulnerability hack seems pretty weak. Inflicts penalties to cold, electricity, fire resistant, nature resistant, spirit resistant. I mean, if we have enemy that resist, the ice and the spirit attacks, well, then it would make sense to use this, but not otherwise. And then the first weapon, once again, situational, since it needs melee weapons in order to be working, so at least two person have to be on melee weapons to have some meaningful effect. For just one person to cast this for 50 mana, yeah, that's not nice. And the spider shape is interesting. I will have to experiment with it. And what's the two abilities, the web and poison spit ability. Let's check it out.
As you wish.
Okay, so there's a timer on it, and then Morrigan turns into this disgusting spider. And yeah, we have poison spit. I cannot target these. And then web. Spider fires a web at target, immobilizing it for a short time. Okay. So yeah, have some use. Poison and then the web, but I also have these spells, and I cannot use the spells when I am in the form. So that's that. Let's make another Mabari crunch, I guess. Okay. And we also need to put our items here. And I don't have enough space for all of the items. So what should I do? Well, I don't need the medium, because I still have too much of these light items, so let's just put the light items here. In fact, it's probably more useful to have all of the health items here and then the light Levium portion here. Cannot access this directly. I have to be in this menu in order to get to that. Otherwise I would not need this to be here. I could just click here, but no. This needs to be in the menu. Okay.
What do you need?
Do you want to talk?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
That doesn't mean I don't mourn his loss.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
No harm done, Alistair.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
He had you.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
He saved your life by sending you to the tower.
Yes. I know. I think he came from Hyeva, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. see about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just...
My entire family was murdered just recently.
Oh, of course. How stupid of me to forget. Here I am going on and on about Duncan, and you... I am so sorry. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
I will go to Highever with you.
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
Arister approves.
What do you need? Ask away.
What can a Templar do?
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells. Perhaps, but there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put two and two together.
Yeah. Sounds like an excellent method of control.
You think so, huh? You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templars' talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away, either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me.
Arister disapproves. No, I'm sorry I hurted your feelings, but what I said is still right. It is an excellent method of control.
What do you need? Ask away. I suppose I could. But I really would rather not. When the Grand Cleric let Duncan recruit me, she made me swear never to reveal Templar secrets outside of the Chantry. I'd rather not go back on my word.
Very well.
Ask me later, perhaps. Maybe I'll change my mind. This is not something small you're asking, after all.
Okay.
What do you need? Ask away. I already said I wouldn't. The answer is still no.
Okay. Okay.
What do you need? Ask away. Such as they are. That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands. Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfells, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go. I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan or someone. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Loghain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us. I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be two of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere. Just left? You mean just left Ferelden? I don't know. If there's an archdemon, however, we're supposed to be the only ones who can defeat it. And that means the Blight would grow unchecked. Eventually, other Grey Wardens in Orlais and other lands would hear about it, and they would come to fight it, but they wouldn't come in time to save Ferelden. There's no way. I'm not going anywhere. About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need? Ask away. Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
Haha, very funny.
I do my best. What can I say? Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
What skills might those be?
Well, it wasn't an easy life, you know. I don't know whether or not you've noticed, but I'm not exactly the Chantry type. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
Why did they want to
I wondered
keep
that
you?
myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens, is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
He was a good man.
He was. A good man who didn't deserve his fate. That much I'm sure of. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
Okay.
What do you need? Ask away. Did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfells. A whole pack of them, in fact. Well, if you're going to go and pay attention to the facts, then fine. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind. My mother was a serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. Arl Eamon wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow and put a roof over my head. He was good to me, and he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough.
It wasn't your father, so you know who is?
I know who I was told was my father. He died even before my mother did, anyhow. It isn't important. Arl Eamon eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, then
my
you,
baby
Arlessa,
woke up.
resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10. Just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
Aww. My baby woke up. Wasn't it inappropriate for the Arl to raise an orphan?
Probably. It was just a kindness he did to a woman who had served him anyway. I didn't sleep on silk sheets in the keep or anything. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there, and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
Are you sure he isn't your father?
Yes, I'm quite sure. At any rate, I don't look anything like him. You'll see for yourself. Not that it stopped the rumors any. All I know is that the Arl is a good man, and well loved by the people. He also was King Kaelin's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did. Anyway, that's really all there is to the story.
Okay.
What do you need? Ask away.
Why have you remained a Templar if you hate the Chantry?
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
Oh, I don't think I ever see you wearing it.
I keep it hidden under my pillow. Sometimes I'll take it out just so I can hug it fondly and remember the good old days. Brings a tear to the eyes, you know.
And what's the real reason?
You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring.
You don't have to tell me, I was just curious.
Then let's just get back to what we were doing. No offense, but I'd really rather not discuss it.
Oh, Alistair disapproves -1 because I asked about him being Templar.
What do you need?
Oh,
Ask away.
okay. Nothing more to discuss, so that I have -11 total. But I also got some pluses, so that's, you know, not bad. Can I see? Yes, I see. Approval +3. So yeah, without that -11 it would be well into the plus, but I still believe I can, you know, make up for that. And you know, I understand that I hurted his feelings with saying it's a good way, efficient way to control. It is. But yeah, it hurts his feelings. I also like how Doggo is on +100. Morrigan is on +4 neutral. Alistair is +3 neutral. Okay, and how about Flemeth?
Have you not left yet? I hope you are not hanging about for some stew.
You could come with us, you know.
Ha! I prefer to remain here. Considering what the world has done to me, I have already done more than it deserves.
Oh. But you are more powerful than we are.
It is not a matter of power. No one person in all of Thedas has enough power to stand against a blight. Were that the case, sending you two would be quite the jest. What is important is that you are both Grey Wardens. Your task is to unite the land, inspire its men, and turn them from their petty politics to face the archdemon. In that, you are more powerful than I by far. I am but an old woman whom the world has largely forgotten.
Okay. And what has the word done to you?
That is between the world and me. Your business is elsewhere.
Could you answer
Questions. One would think a Grey Warden would be more interested in action.
Can I ask about your magic?
What good would it do you? You are no mage. It is sufficient that I have passed on my knowledge to Morrigan, and I pass her on to you.
Like a worn dress or an old pair of shoes.
Are you still here? You cannot give them away, apparently.
How long have you
Since
been?
before I was wrinkled and old. Ah, you may think it strange, but I was once young and beautiful, just as Morrigan is now. Yes, men desired Flemeth then, and some even killed for her.
That must have been a long time ago.
You will need that smart mouth for more than asking me silly questions.
What will you do once we are gone?
Have a moment's peace for once.
I hear the peace of the grave is eternal.
This is the thanks I get for feeding you and putting up with you for this long. Ah, may your child one day treat you the same.
Feed me, she says. Without me, I swear, she shall be caked in dirt and eating tree bark inside of a month.
Do you have any advice?
About the Darkspawn?
Yes?
Only that they are more cunning than they appear. More important by far is the Archdemon. It is the core of this taint, and while it lives, so does the Blight. This Teyrn Loghain is different. You must deal with the repercussions of his deeds before you can face the Archdemon, unless it finds you first.
Okay.
Then we are done. Now, if you will excuse me, I have some dinner to eat.
Codex updated. Yeah. Flamet. Controls. Word map. Okay. What about tactics? Seb being attacked by a melee weapon. Okay. Doesn't have any more. But I can make him use a healing item. Under 25%. Use healing poultice. And Alistair, I already have you set up. And then more again. Oh yeah, this. Okay. Okay, this can work for now. Okay, and yeah, this is it for now then. See that there is nothing in the back here. Okay then. Well then we will be on our way. Except of course that we are very well out of time. We are being on almost 80 minutes of recording. So yeah, I will end the recording here. So here we go. I hope you enjoyed this long recording. I'm off to go to work. See you next time. Bye bye.